So since it's Elvis, the anniversary of Elvis's death, I thought I would do an Elvis tune. A lesser-known Elvis tune that I don't do very much, but called Fame and Fortune. Fame and fortune, how empty they can be. But when I hold you in my arms, that's heaven to me. Who cares for fame and fortune? They're only passing things. But the touch of your lips on mine makes me feel like a king. Your kind of love is a treasure I hold. It's so much greater than silver or gold. I know that I have nothing if you should go away, but you know that you love me brings fame and fortune my way. But to know that you love me brings fame and fortune to me. Thank you, thank you.
All right. And such, so. Okay, we're here at MJ Dowlings in Sag Harbor with Unsigned World, and we're here today with Steve. I'm going to make sure I pronounce it right this time. Tukulsky.
Yeah, very good.
He's a local judge from East Hampton, and he comes and plays some of his early American folk songs every now and again with us. How are we going, Steve?
Good. Nice to see you. Thanks for having me here.
And now, Steve, I mean, you're a local judge, and which means that you get to come and you're playing in bars. So there's got to be times when you're playing in the bars and you just finished work and you were on the bench and there's people coming in with whatever the traffic infractions or whatever they happen to have done. And then they see you playing. Do they ever recognize you?
This is a small town, and not just from playing music, but pretty much everywhere I go, I see people that have had some involvement with the Justice Court. They always seem to recognize me. I may not necessarily recognize them, but I know that whenever I'm roundly applauded, it's because people think it's a good idea to be nice to the judge. So I get that.
And also, now, these songs that you normally play, you play a lot of short songs. Are they mostly from the 1920s, or where are you coming up with these from?
Yeah, most of the music that I like is from pretty much the 40s and 50s, mostly country tunes. And the country tunes were really, three-chord songs. They would frequently have an instrumental break in them that I don't necessarily do when I play by myself, so they tend to be short. And the shorter they are, the less opportunity to mess them up. So that's one of the reasons I picked them.
And then when you're finished with the song, it's not like it went on and on and on, and they're like, okay, you get more applause that way.
It's the risk reward is you get the reward fairly quickly. So I like that.
Now you're moving towards not just the acoustic, but now this, what was it? Not the lap steel, but is it lap steel?
It is, yeah. So I've been playing a lap steel for about 6 or 8 months, which is a classical. It actually was the first steel guitar that was popular in country music. Then it was replaced by the pedal steel guitar, which I also play, but I haven't played that out yet. That's a lot more complicated. But I've been fortunate to be able to sit in with a lot of much better musicians than I am and play the lap steel. It adds a layer of sound that nothing else really does.
It's not like what's the one that the sheriff guy plays? That's called?
Junior Brown.
Yeah, that's
Junior,
it. Yeah.
He plays what's called a git steel. So he has a 6-string guitar, and it's attached to a 6-string lap steel. You can buy one. It's about $20,000. I'm not getting one of those. And he's such a fine musician. He can play both his six-string guitar, standing up, and then also he switches to the lap steel. But yes, the lap steel that I play is very similar to the lap steel that he plays. And I've accumulated a lot of them in a short time. I started with a modern one, a PV Mix one, and I have since gotten 5 or 6 other really vintage ones, and that's part of my interest in it. I have instruments from the 50s, which is where I'm from, 1952. So I have some guitars that are as old or older than I am.
So, and now, because I run into you quite a bit at a lot of the open mics around town, including this one at Dowlings. It seems like, do you do your own gigs as well?
I do. I have. I've played the guitar since I was 8 years old. Not particularly well, but I took lessons for about 6 or 7 years, learned how to play classical guitar, learned how to play music, read music, and played it on or off my whole life, but only for myself. I've never performed in public till about a little over a year ago. My mom lives in the nursing home in Southampton. Joe Potter, who's a friend of ours and a fine musician, he would play there. And one day my mom said, hey, Stephen plays the guitar. So he said, hey, why don't you come and surprise your mom one night? And I resisted for a year or so. But December, over a year ago, I went there one night, played and sang a couple of songs, and I was hooked. I started doing the open mics. I've had some paid gigs, believe it or not. And it's become a big part of my life. I love it.
So tonight, we're going to do a couple of songs with Steve. Do you have any idea what we're going to play tonight, or are we going to wing it?
I think since this is the anniversary of Elvis's death, I thought I would play an Elvis tune, a lesser-known Elvis tune. And then I will play a murder ballad. I like murder ballads, songs either from the perspective of the killer or the victim. Johnny Cash was a big fan of those, and I'm a fan of his, so I'll play a murder ballad tonight.
So that'll be good. All right, so that's Steve Tukulsky on Unsigned World tonight, and we're going to do one more song tonight. Okay, great. Cheers, man.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
So I'm a big fan of murder ballads, songs sung from the perspective of the killers or the victims. Johnny Cash was a big murder ballad guy. It was a murder ballad written by Marty Robbins, but only performed by Johnny Cash, called Kate. I saw you with another, made me lose my mind. I shot you with my 38 and now I'm doing time. You put me here, you put me here. There's no need to doubt it, there ain't no two ways about it. As sure as your name's Kate, you put me here. I tried to tell him I never did no wrong. I just gave you what you deserved all along. You put me here, you put me here. There's no use denying, you done it with your lying. As sure as your name's Kate, you put me here. Well, that jury found me guilty, they wouldn't hear my plea. I listened as that judge said murder in the first degree. You put me here, you put me here. There's no need to doubt it, there ain't no two ways about it. As sure as your name's Kate, you put me here. The warden and the preacher, they're letting me go slow. I'll soon be gone forever, only 13 steps to go. You put me here, you put me here. There's only one way to figure, you're cheating, pull the trigger. As sure as your name's Kate, you put me here. There's no use denying, you done it with your lying. As sure as your name's Kate, you put me here. And there's no need to doubt it, ain't no two ways about it. As sure as your name's Kate, you put me here. Thank you.
I always said you had style, I travel halfway around the world just to see you smile. I always said you had style. I'll travel halfway around the world just to see you smile. Just to see you smile.